Hi, I'm Morgan Bart, and I'm here on Charger Connection with Mr. Ask.
Hello, good morning.
And I'm going to ask him some questions.
Okay.
So, what is the best childhood cartoon?
Calvin and Hobbes, hands down.
That's a good answer.
Does that work?
I like that, yeah.
He's got great imagination. The art, Bill
Watterson.
Watterson?
Yeah.
Bill Withers is a singer.
Bill Withers
Just the
is-
two of us? Have you ever heard that song?
Yeah.
Bill Watterson is one of the best cartoonists ever. And he like kind of flips in and out of styles throughout his panels. I love it. He's great.
Who or what is the bane of your existence and why?
I think time is the bane of my existence. As I get older, you realize it's inescapable. It's indivisible. Like you can't make more of it. It just is fleeting and makes everything a really intense, pressure-filled decision. And as you go through more of time, it just gets harder and harder to do certain things, like stay fit or active, or I don't know. It's the challenge that all of us struggle against, I think.
That was very artistic of you.
Yeah, I try to go more abstract. I would say Coach Horn. She's also the bane of my existence, but
All right.
that's just because she's a devil.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that.
It's not real. You don't, it's just a joke.
It's just a joke.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Who is the most famous person you have ever met?
I met James Gurney one time. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who that is.
So he made a series of books in the 90s, I think, called Dinotopia, where humans and dinosaurs coexist. But he has a YouTube channel and a blog, and he teaches about painting. He not necessarily teaches, but he shows his process and reveals all sorts of helpful tips, and he's just a wealth of information. And he was giving a lecture at UT in Austin. And I got off work early, I think, drove down, attended the lecture, got to meet him afterwards. It was kind of cool. He's like an idol, a hero of mine. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
That was cool. What is the most impactful thing you've ever done for a student?
I think just to listen and to act like what they have to say is important. I can't think of a specific student, but anytime I get to work with students and validate that their vision of doing something is meaningful and the work that they produce is really exciting, I think it does a lot for them. And then I see them just kind of create that loop of doing more and taking more chances and being more successful. So I've noticed that has been good, and it's been really enriching for me to see that with students as well. They may say something different. Like my amazing singing or just the aura, the glorious aura that I have in class. That probably has
them with.
Pretty strong impact.
Yeah.
Challenging kids to push-ups. That's got to make a big impact.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot really. If you're going to be out, I'm just pretty great, so I don't know how to limit it.
that's good.
Sorry.
If you could change any mistake you've ever made, what would it be and why?
Not a single one, Morgan. You don't change your mistakes.
You don't change them.
Because they are what make you the person that you are. So, if you spend all your time, have you ever seen the show Quantum Leap?
Yes.
So
I watched the season and then I got kind of bored.
oh gosh, I grew up on that stuff.
Yeah.
If you spend all your time thinking about how you would go back in time and change things, then you're constantly living in regret and living in the past, and it doesn't do any good. And what you would find is if you could go back, you could undo something that was really instrumental in making you the person that you are now. So don't try to change your mistakes. You just live with them, learn from them, move on.
All right.
Billy Joel says they're the only things that you can truly call your own.
He did say that, so.
He also said, sing us a song, you're the piano man.
See, you're the first teacher to bring Piano Man into this interview.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how that's possible.
You're not the first to tell me that, not to change my mistakes.
Sure.
That's been every time. But
oh really?
Billy Joel?
Okay.
That's new.
Then I want to come up with a mistake that I would change. I would change... I don't have one really.
Yeah, okay. That at least you're sticking with your first thing.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. What was your least favorite class in high school or college?
I would say, I dropped pre-cal in college within the first 2 weeks. I was horrible at it. I couldn't do it. And so anytime I was confronted with something that proved that I wasn't as great as I wanted to believe I was, that was something I didn't like. So math is also the bane of my existence, I would say.
Circle back.
But that's not fair because I have a lot of friends who are math teachers, and I know math is a great thing. And there's a part of me that also says there was never a bad class because I always learned something from it. I had a good experience, and I think the more you can be curious and take even those things that aren't your favorite and learn from them, but still math.
Still math?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to keep like a tally of how many teachers say math.
Say
'Cause
math.
right now it's at least like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I would imagine. But I know that there are kids in my classes who would say art, and I respect the fact that even though it's not their thing, they show up and they do the work. And I think that's how you're successful in anything, is put in the work and give your best even when it's not your jam. And so I try not to be like, oh, math sucks, because,
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear that. It's just not my thing.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you choose this job, or did this job choose you?
I'm pretty sure I chose it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure teaching is inanimate in and of itself.
Okay.
Has anyone ever said that the job chose them? I was
Wait, I
walking
have
down
to
the
think, I have
street
to think.
and teaching was lurking in a dark alley. It jumped out and grabbed me by the face.
The job always chose them. They always said,
Are you serious?
this job chose me. And I think that's funny that you bring in that like metaphorical aspect of a
Yeah.
man grabbing you,
No.
shoving you into a
We're going to have to edit that out. That was not an earthquake. That was our cameraman kicking the tripod. Apparently we're not paying him enough.
Not paying him at all.
Oh, well, that's the problem. No, I can respect people who say that. But, we make choices. I chose to teach.
You chose to teach.
Yeah.
That's good. It didn't just grab you.
No,
That's good. I like
didn't
that.
attack me from a dark alley and make me do this.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's an answer you can have. What is your least favorite part of teaching?
Grading sucks.
You like grading?
Any kind of like paperwork thing is not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love teaching and I love giving feedback, and I think that you can grow a lot from that. I just don't like quantifying it and saying this painting that you did
Yeah.
is a 96.
You're
Like
an-
that's kind of.
You're an art teacher. You
Yeah.
probably don't want to assign value
Yeah.
to your students' work.
It's really difficult to assign value to something in a creative endeavor because then you immediately. I was talking with a buddy about this weekend. The creative and the critic are two competing aspects of personality.
Mm-hmm.
And if you allow the critic to weigh in on the creative, you immediately shut down your creative potential. Because as soon as you start thinking like, oh, maybe this isn't a good idea, every idea starts to sound not very good. And so, yeah, assigning value and also like assigning numeric value to something,
Yeah.
that's not my favorite. But also the tedium of it, just like typing in the grades,
Yeah.
that's not fun either.
Yeah, both things sound
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. What's the insecurity that holds you back the most or has held you back the most?
I think that most people would be surprised to hear me say that the insecurity I have is that I'm not good enough. Because I project this bravado, this like, I'm the greatest. Sometimes I feel that. But truthfully, anytime you're putting something that you make out there, and I guess I'm applying this creatively, artistically, there's a fear that someone else is doing it better, someone else has already done it, that it's just not good enough. And I think it's important for every one of us to acknowledge that, lest someone who is younger in the approach or in the attempt feel like, well, when you get to a certain stage, then you stop fearing that you may not be worth it, or may not be valuable, may not be good enough. I think it is an always daunting prospect that you deal with just until you die. So I'm sure that was encouraging. You're welcome for that little.
Until your deathbed?
No, but you just punch it in the face and keep moving. Like you don't let it stop you. It's always there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. What is your dream job?
I would be a fine art painter. Make and sell oil paintings. That's what I would do.
Specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 100%. To be in galleries and have shows and do stuff like that, that would be awesome.
What is the best sandwich?
I'm not a big sandwich eater. challenging. I like a breakfast sandwich, so like bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
And Chick-fil-A has is it chicken, egg, cheese on a bagel? That's pretty darn good.
When you had that bagel in
I like
there,
that. Yeah,
because there could be too much bread, but if there's like cheese in
that's
it,
true.
you get your sauce.
But Bruegger's, any sandwich from there in the morning, I love bagels, eggs, cheese, those kind of good things.
I love. If I starting a day with like cereal versus starting a day with an egg sandwich.
Yeah, it is. You're really elevating your game.
A vast difference.
Yes.
I'm just more awake, more there.
100%.
All right. Well, this was Charger Connection with Mr. Asp. I'll see you next time.